Weight loss is just a matter of eating fewer calories than you're burning. There is no one bad food, everything in moderation. Have you ever heard that? A lot of this has been perpetuated.
YouTube, what's up? I'm back again with another video. In today's video, I'll be reacting to a video by name The Biggest Weight Loss Lie in History. So let's see what he has to say. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Today we're going to talk about the biggest lie about weight loss, dieting, and trying to lose your belly fat. This lie has been going around for decades. You may have accepted this mainstream lie because it's taught in all the different universities and continue to use it over and over again. What is this lie? It's this. Weight loss is just a matter of eating fewer calories than you're burning. There is no one bad food, everything in moderation. Have you ever heard that? A lot of this has been perpetuated by the junk food industry. And one of the big problems with eating something in moderation is all it takes is a little bit of the wrong foods to keep you wanting more. Today, I'm going to completely dissect or actually demolish this theory that
I totally agree with him. All it takes is for you to eat the wrong food and you tend to crave and eat more. And also, if you're trying to lose weight, all you need to do is to burn more calories than you consume, and you'll be losing weight pretty much easy. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what more he has to say.
a calorie is a calorie. Let's first dissect this on the area of hormones. There's a hormone called insulin, and insulin has a very specific job. It tells the calorie where to go. If your insulin is high, the carbohydrates that you eat will be stored. If insulin is low, those calories will be burned. What triggers insulin? It's carbohydrates. If someone tells you that there's no difference between 100 calories of this meat, okay, versus 100 calories of this soda in relationship to your hormones, they really are lying to you. Because if we compare these two different types of calories, insulin is going to be triggered with this much more than this.
Oh yeah, I agree with him. It says carbohydrate is what triggers the insulin and you tend to like gain weight. You know what I'm saying? So with the Coke right here, it tends to spike your insulin other than this meat right here. You know what I'm saying? This meat obviously takes time to digest. It wouldn't because it has the fat, the fiber and all that. So once you eat it, takes time to digest and wouldn't spike, rather than unlike the Coke. When you take the Coke, due to the high fructose and everything that is in it, will tend to spike your sugar level, spike your insulin, and right there you'll be gaining weight. So let's see what more he has to say.
And I remembered in practice working with lots of people, and they would come in and say, I'm not losing weight, Dr. Berg. And then I would do a food log and I would ask them, what did you just eat? And they said, well, I just had a little bit of carbs. Come to find out, it was a glass of wine, a little bread, but they said it wasn't that much. What they didn't know, which I eventually told them, is that all it takes is a little bit of carbohydrate to raise that insulin to then prevent the burning of fat. That fat loss is shut off for a period of time. The other hormone that's related to
So basically, all it takes is a little bit rise in insulin, and it shuts off the fat burn, which your body is supposed to be actively doing. You know what I'm saying? The body is always burning fat and all that. So basically, once there is a spike in insulin, he's trying to say like there's a pause in the fat burn. That's quite interesting. Let's see what more he has to say.
this is cortisol. That's a stress hormone. Cortisol will indirectly raise your insulin. It's coming from your own body. It's coming from the liver. Not to mention the cortisol prevents you sleeping. And by the way, most of the fat burning that your body does is during the deep sleep. The other fact I want to mention is fiber.
That's interesting. Cortisol. Say your body produce the cortisol. So basically, this you need to have more sleep. If you don't sleep more often, then your body tends to produce this, and you'll be stressing more, and this will not lead you to gain more weight. So you need to get your 7 to 8 hours sleep daily for your body, and during that During when you're sleeping, your body tends to burn more fats pretty quick. And also, it's very, very necessary for you to eat around 7 p.m. Eat lighter, eat something way much lighter to allow your body to be able to digest all your meals properly and also help with the fat burn. Because when you tend to eat really, really heavy, it will be way much difficult. You're just putting the body in more stress to digest all the meals you just ate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's see what more he has to say.
Fiber is another variable that can help reduce the spike of blood sugar. For example, if you ate an orange versus orange juice, you would get a big spike with orange juice, but not necessarily the orange because of the fiber. Another reason why you can't say that all calories are treated the same regardless of source. Like even with this right here, this is industrial starch, highly refined. It's classified as a complex carbohydrate. When you consume it, it really jacks up your blood sugar extremely high versus more of a whole food starch that's not highly processed, like maybe a potato that's steamed is going to act very differently than industrial starches. The more processed it is, the more you're going to absorb the calories. And I also want to talk about
I agree with him right here. I agree with him just with the example that he made with the fruit juice and the orange. You already know that the orange has more fiber in it other than the fruit juice. And the fruit juice has more fructose and all that. So obviously it's going to spike your insulin. And you already know when your insulin gets spiked, it's like puts a pause on the fat loss which you're supposed to be, your body is supposed to be going through. So basically you need to make healthier choices with the foods that you eat. You need to eat way more healthier foods that wouldn't spike your insulin. Eat foods that has more fiber in it so that your body tends to take its time to digest. It wouldn't spike your insulin. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what more he has to say.
this is cod liver. And this is a very high source of omega-3 fats, okay? Super healthy. It supports the brain. It does wonders for your body. Now, if we compare another fat, okay, right here, Crisco, if we took the same amount of calories for this and this, they have completely opposite effects. The other thing I want to talk about is appetite, right? If you are eating calories that don't satisfy you, you're not going to be able to continue that diet. It's going to be too unsustainable. Why? Because you're hungry all the time and you're craving for sweets. The more nutrient dense a food is, the more satisfied you're going to be. So again, the source of the calories matter. There's very little nutrients in this. There's a lot of nutrients in this right here. The amazing thing about cutting your carbs down and lowering insulin and burning your own fat, your cravings go away. It makes it very easy to go long periods of time without eating. There are people.
Exactly what I'm just saying. You have to just make a quick choice at your food choices. You have to get on with foods that are very, very satiating. So basically, they has to have, or your meals have to have way more fiber in it. You need to eat foods with more protein. Protein foods tend to have more fiber in it. So make great choices with the kind of foods you put into your body if you are looking to lose weight pretty much fast. You know what I'm saying?
Right now watching this and objecting to some of the things I'm saying, and I want to address that right now because there are people that are metabolically flexible. They might be younger. They might be more of an athlete. They might exercise more. Well, guess what? Those people can tolerate more carbohydrates than other people. What I'm talking about is the person that has difficulty losing weight. They struggled, and this entire calories in equals calories out is not working for them. Then we have the topic of different types of sugar. You have glucose.
All right, what you say right here makes sense. You know what I'm saying? There are actual people who, whenever they take carbohydrates, their body tends to burn more fats pretty much quick. Whenever they take carbohydrates due to their kind of body, they tend to burn carbohydrate pretty much quick. And there are people whereby when they take the kind of foods they take, it's a lot more harder to burn carbohydrates. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know your body. If you feel like you're the type that is way much hard to burn off fat, burn off calories and all that, then you have to moderate. You know what I'm saying? Be careful with your food choices. That's what we're saying here. make more careful choices with the kind of food you put in your body. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, fructose. And I just want to touch on that for a second, because when you consume glucose, all of your cells can metabolize that. When you consume fructose, only the liver can deal with that type of sugar. If you're doing more high fructose corn syrup, which is definitely not natural, we're overloading the liver, and that is definitely a different source of calories versus something like honey, which means that the high fructose corn syrup is going to create a lot more inflammation because it doesn't have the normal natural antioxidants and the other things as nature has provided. In nature, if something has sugar in it, it's also going to have protective factors in it as well. And those would be like the antioxidants in fruit, in certain vegetables that can protect you from the sugar. In summary, if you're trying to lose weight, especially midsection weight, and you're struggling, and someone is really pushing this focus on your calories in, calories out theory, you might want to take a step back and try something else, like going on the healthy version of the low-carb ketogenic diet with intermittent fasting. And because it's low carb, it's going to be easy to go from one meal to the next. That way you're not snacking through the day. And if you're new to my channel and you want a step-by-step procedure of exactly...
All right, that's the end of the video. So at the end, he's suggesting a great type of diet you can go for. You can go for a low carb diet, or you can go for a keto type of diet. Now, a low carb diet is where like most of your foods are very, very like low in carbohydrates. You know what I'm saying? So, and with the keto, it's like you choose more of like healthier fats. Now, this will now put your body into ketosis, and you tend to burn more fat pretty much quick. Same thing with the low carb diet. The goal right here is to burn more fat and be able to get you to lose way more weight. You know what I'm saying? If you have fat within the midsection and all that, this is the real deal. You have to get on a low carb diet or on a keto diet. So yeah, in the description, I'll be giving you a chance to get along with a custom diet plan. You can get along, or you can get a custom diet plan, you know what I'm saying, for keto or low carb diet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that'll be for the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, drop your comments. What do you think about this? Share this video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Peace.